More fallout tonight after the Travis County District Attorney's Office missed numerous deadlines, leading to potentially dangerous suspects being released from jail with drastically reduced bonds. Now, this is an update to a KVUE's Defender investigation we first brought you yesterday during our 6 o'clock newscast.
Today, a judge approved a prosecutor's request to raise the bond of a murder suspect and bring that man back into custody. This after prosecutors missed a crucial deadline to indict the suspect before he got out of jail on a reduced bond. KVUE senior reporter Tony Plahetsky was at today's hearing and has more on today's decision.
Brian and Quita, Stephon Morson was arrested for the murder of Keyshawn Cage at a South Austin apartment complex last year. His bond was initially set at $800,000, but last week a judge lowered it to just $100. That happened after the DA's office missed a 90-day deadline to present the case to a grand jury for indictment. Prosecutors finally secured Morson's indictment, and today, after admonishing the prosecutor, the judge granted their request to raise the bond and put Morson back in jail. I spoke to the defendant's attorney and the murder victim's girlfriend about the judge's decision. Murder suspect Stephon Morson arrived at court this morning less than a week after being released from jail, only to be told by District Judge Chantal Eldridge he'd be going back with a $100,000 bond. Defense attorney Brian Erskine says it was due to a breakdown that cost Morson his rights.
The social contract puts us in this position to hold each other accountable through a process that's found in the Constitution, a grand jury, a speedy trial. My client was denied those rights. He was denied the right, Eighth Amendment right to reasonable bond. It's as simple as that.
Erskine says it's up to everyone involved in the judicial process to make sure it works properly under the law.
When you have somebody that's accused, right, and this is an accusation, they are entitled to have their case presented to a grand jury under the Fifth Amendment. They are entitled to a speedy trial under the Sixth Amendment. But you can't get to a trial without an indictment, all right? So just basic criminal law principles apply here.
But Deja Elliott, the girlfriend of murder victim Keyshawn Cage and mother of his child, says although she wishes Morson's bond was higher, her family is relieved.
We're grateful that he's back in custody. It's not the price that we wanted, but that knowing that he's back in custody, know that he's not on the streets.
She says the Travis County District Attorney's Office put her family at risk.
She dropped the ball. You know that there's a 90-day grace that you have to indict. Indicting on a day after is not acceptable at all.
Erskine, while representing her boyfriend's accused killer, agrees the DA's office is to blame.
I don't think you can lay the blame on one particular person other than the elected who runs the office.
Brian and Quita, as I said earlier today and last night, multiple judges have told me that this is an ongoing issue in the felony criminal courts. Missed deadline by prosecutors to secure an indictment that they say then leaves them with no legal choice but to free sometimes potentially dangerous defendants. Back to you.
Tony, thanks a lot. Now, earlier today, Tony sat down with DA José Garza for a one-on-one interview. They discussed the reasons why there was a failure to indict the murder suspect within 90 days.
What happened is that we had management challenges with a particular prosecutor. We took action and demoted that prosecutor. She resigned the next day. We appointed a new prosecutor. That prosecutor, from my perspective, has done excellent work to prepare this case. It was indicted on the 91st day, well before the bond reduction hearing. At the bond reduction hearing, we argued that this defendant was a threat to public safety. The court had plenty of authority to hold the defendant in custody at that moment.
Tony's full interview with Travis County District Attorney José Garza is available now on KVUE Plus. That's our free streaming app. It can also be downloaded on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.